right, let's see. They're on my phone. All right, here we go. Hey, we're lined up pretty well.
Yeah, I'm getting better at this.
You're getting better. Don't slouch.
All
right. Hey, everybody. Back to the Coach's Corner with Coach Adam Hale, the 3-0 or 4-0? How do you...
Yeah.
Okay,
forfeit win, sure.
Three on-the-field wins and a forfeit win last week, so you got the double dip last week. We'll have another one this week, or the following week. Was this a... So you've got Adams Friendship this week. Was this a scheduled game, like a bye week kind of?
No, this was
would have been a bye
conference forfeit one.
It is?
Yep, because we had 2 on the schedule, and then Rib Lake was the add-on for the Michigan game.
So you'll be 3-0 in conference before you play a conference game.
Yep.
Wow, that's just nuts. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, let's talk about Oconto Falls. You guys played them at Shy High last week on the turf, and that was a pretty good showing by the guys. It looks like a little bit more of a complete 4-quarter game. Maybe not perfect, but better.
Yeah, I thought we were much improved. Talked about that this week. Still didn't tackle well in spots and had some miscues, of course, but overall, compared to the week before, we played a lot better, a lot crisper, and so we were happy with that.
Good. Yeah. You guys looked a lot better. The turf just makes everybody look slightly faster. Maybe they play slightly faster. I don't know. But that was a nice field, nice stadium. You guys go to Durand this week to play Adams Friendship. What can you tell us about them?
Nothing. No, other than, just getting the film, last Friday, not really knowing anything. Just like Oconto, not knowing anything about them before. So watching them, they're big. They got 2 of the bigger tackles
I watched some
seen.
of that too. Number 77 is gigantic.
Enormous. The running backs, the returning all-conference guy, 215 pounds.
Yeah.
First-team linebacker, running back, solid player. Quarterback's a good athlete, runs well. So they got some really nice pieces, and like I said, bigger than us, obviously.
Yeah, bigger than us. But sometimes that can be an advantage. Maybe they're not quite as quick or fast as us.
Hope not.
Hopefully. No, but that's kind of neat to play a team that you don't have any history with. I mean, I don't know. What's your thought on that?
It's been fun the last couple of weeks, just preparing for somebody new and seeing what you got and just see how you measure up. And I told our guys we got nothing really to lose here.
Right.
We're playing a bigger school. It's non-conference. Let's work on getting better and see what happens.
Yeah. So last week, Oconto Falls was about twice the enrollment of Grantsburg. Adams Friendship, not quite as big as Oconto Falls, but still, I think at least one level higher than us in the, one division higher than us.
I think they're D4.
They're D4 and we're D6. Yeah. Okay, so that has to do well. If you win the games, which obviously last week, nice 36-20 win. If you win this game, that's got to do something in the eyes of the algorithm, right?
No idea.
Nobody knows that algorithm.
The computer makes up its own mind.
Yeah.
I got no idea how they formulate stuff. So many weird things happened last year in the playoffs. I guess they don't even know. We'll see.
It's hard to predict. Yeah, there were some scenarios last year that were just mind-boggling. But strength of schedule, I know, is a part of it. So it's good to have these teams. And then the following week, you guys head over to the Upper Peninsula, not just over the border, like deep, almost, I don't know, like over mainland Michigan, it seems. But how do you kind of get the guys? Are the guys responsive? Are they excited to play these games? Like you said, there's nothing to lose, which also means there's like no meaning. They could take it as that. How do you keep the guys kind of motivated?
Well, I think it was easy after last week or the week before, not playing the greatest. I think the guys thought the same thing. Hey, we're better than this.
Yeah.
Let's go out and prove it. And they did that. And I think now it's just kind of like what I talked about. It's fun to play a different team, and it's a bigger school. Like, hey, can we measure up against these guys?
Yeah.
And in Michigan, that's something that, those guys will never do again or never have done. So it's a totally new experience and something I think they're looking forward to just from that point of view.
Cool. Let's switch gears and just talk a little bit. Just talk about maybe individual, 1 or 2 that come to mind. Like, who do you see on the team that maybe has grown the most, or like really something clicked this year for them that they're making an impact, or maybe a little bit different, or is it too early to tell kind of some of that stuff? And maybe it'll change or whatever.
Yes and no. I mean, I think our seniors It's hard not to mention Trenton, not only for what he's done on the field, but I think he's really grown up the last few years and taken on more of a leadership role.
A little more maturity
and
or
understood that, hey, this is my year now. And be one of those guys that can do the right thing and say the right thing and show by example how hard to play and all those kind of things.
Well, while you're talking about Trenton, I interviewed the boys, the varsity guys. They sent it. I sent them a questionnaire. They sent it back, and his number one goal, Trenton, who is like a very good ball player, all conference, like defensive player of the year last year. His number one goal was to be the best teammate he could be this year. I was really impressed with that answer.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Just kind of seeing his maturation over the last couple of years and him kind of taking ownership of that. And I think he puts the team first a lot.
Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes when you're a star and you want carries and you want catches. He's never come across as a guy that, is going to sulk and be jealous of others. He's in it for the wins, and he's obviously going to get his.
Yeah, right.
But I think he's had the right mentality that way, and there's been a lot of guys that are like that, and I think that's what helps get us off to a good start.
Yeah.
Because there's some behind-the-scene guys, too. Charlie Glonick's one I can mention. He jumps into the starting role after hardly ever playing and gets after it, does a really nice job, and now he's earned a starting role this week.
Wow.
So talk to guys, that's how quickly things can change, and you always got to be ready.
Yeah, I saw he got some nice recognition from the team this past week, Pirate Players.
Lineman of the Week.
Lineman of the Week.
Yep.
And I also noticed that you had something up in the locker room that said something about, like, unselfishness. Like, there's only one ball for this offense that has a lot of guys. Trenton, obviously one of them, but all across the board, you've got guys who can make plays. Our interview this week is with Marcus. Marcus has gotten quite a few catches, but there's a lot of guys on this team that could probably be one of the top players on most of the other teams in the area. So is that something that you continually preach and have the guys like really embraced that?
Yeah, we've talked about Marcus as a good example because I've always mentioned him like, hey, this guy, he's a great perimeter blocker.
Yeah.
And he's the first guy to be super pumped up when somebody else scores a touchdown. He's doing his job out there and not worried about how many catches he has. He's done a great job. A guy like Zach Rombach, again, he didn't have a lot of targets, and when he does, he makes the most of them. I think he goes about his business and understands, hey, I'm going to do whatever I can for the team.
Yeah.
Dane Lozier, another guy that he's got a lot of ability. He hardly has any touches.
Right.
It's just the way things have shook out, play calling wise or position wise. But again, the guy that makes 2 interceptions.
Shotgun for the quarterback. And they are going to drop back to pass. More rush. Throwing deep down the center of the field. It looks like it's to Dane. Dane Lozier makes the interception. Here we go. Second and long again. Starting off the same as the last drive. And this will be a pass. Trenton gets back there, touches and throws it deep down the middle of the field. And it's picked off. Oh, good Dane Lozier.
Last week, and he's got a lot of ability. So there's guys, I think, like that in the roster that, hopefully they understand that, hey, it's a team game and we're trying to do what we can for wins, and some nights you touch it and some nights you don't, and it's kind of the way it unfolds.
That's cool. If they can really embrace team first kind of mentality. Again, we talked about it in our first interview this year. This team really has, the ability to do some special things this year and really make a run, but it's got to take that. It's got to take a team first mentality, because one person can really bring down a team. So,
for sure.
So I thought maybe we could ask you a couple questions about yourself. Are you okay with that?
Let's go.
So you played high school football, obviously. You played college football. What is there a highlight memory from your past? Let's stick to high school. What was
my college football was about 2-week long experience because I ended up playing basketball in college.
Oh, okay.
So we don't want to talk about my college football days.
Hey, 2 weeks more than most people.
brief stint. What about high school now?
What's like a highlight memory from
we were a 500 team. We were like 5-4 or something like that. But I tell guys all the time, it was like I remember the bonding with my teammates and all the fun we had and competing together, growing up together like the guys here in a small town. And just going all the way through the ranks, flag football, middle school, high school ball. And it was just fun to go out there and play together. And, those are the things we don't forget. And obviously there's some big moments, some big wins and individual things, but just playing with those guys, that's kind of a highlight.
I think anybody who's played high school football would totally know what you're talking about. It's that locker room mentality, that like the bonding, the truly like brotherhood. I mean, it's a brutal sport, and you gotta trust the guy next to you, kind of thing. It's not war, it's not military stuff, but it's probably as close as a lot of us will get to something like band of brothers type of stuff. You know, you go out there and it's a battle. So yeah, I like that answer. It gives me kind of goosebumps too, like thinking back to I actually played on this field, and I can remember a lot of great moments, not necessarily in the game. We were way worse than you guys. So our senior year, I think, was our best year in ages, and we were like 3-6. But it was the locker room, it was the bonding with my friends and stuff. So yeah, cool answer. So outside of football, what else do you like to do? I know you got kids, so.
Yeah, in football season, nothing.
Yeah.
Kind of revolves around it, but obviously, coaching my kids and other sports is time consuming, but yet fun.
Yeah.
So the baseball and basketball, and just watching them grow, and hanging out, traveling with the family is a lot of fun when we can get to do that in the summer or in the spring. So always enjoy that, and cherish those trips. Otherwise, I like to do some golf a little bit, and I used to exercise more, and I don't as much anymore.
Your office is the gym and the weight room.
I still try a little bit, but yeah, I used to run all the time.
Oh, okay.
I hardly ever run. But yeah, nothing too crazy.
40 a little while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Well, you like to play fantasy football, too.
Fantasy football, I get a lot of exercise doing that.
I know everybody's wondering, because we talked about it a lot last year, like, how'd your draft go? I'm sure.
Wondering.
I mean, the
everybody's
phone
on the
rings
edge
off
of their
the hook.
seats.
Again, we play each other first.
That's right. We'll have more to talk about next week.
But we'll talk about that next week, maybe. I'm in charge of the interview, so we'll see if we talk about it. No, but listen. Who did I pick number one? You know, I took him from your
Kelsey?
dad. It's Kelsey.
He's hurt.
He hyperextended his
That's
knee.
why I didn't take him. I just.
Oh, you knew that was going to happen.
I felt it coming on.
You could feel it. There's a vibe.
Yeah,
They got in all those fights.
He'll probably play. And
he won't play against you.
Yeah,
Oh, well, maybe. They haven't ruled him out yet, I guess. And the game's tomorrow, so you'll see this.
40 points.
Well, hopefully, because I subbed him out already. I was going to beat you by 20, it said. Now I'm losing to you by 2. So I'll still pull out the win, but it just won't be as big. It'll still be meaningful, though. All right, that maybe we'll wrap it up on that high note. And as you keep edging out of the screen more and more, I turned that around so you can see. All right. Well, this is getting off the rails, and people are waiting for him. So, thank you. Good luck this week against Adams Friendship in Durand, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, appreciate it.
Okay.